Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffrey Combs.
Good afternoon, Jeffrey Combs. Day number 8 without air conditioning. So we are just hours away from having air conditioning back online in 108-degree heat. So I am definitely breathing, releasing, and letting go. Good to have you here because today's Facebook Live is what you do daily. So if you're watching this on replay, I want you to know how honored I am that you are following me and that you're watching the content either live or on replay. I've been hosting live conference calls and Facebook Lives since 1999. Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated was originally launched in September of 1998 as a California S corporation and have been in existence operating in free enterprise as a California S corporation since that time, going on 26 plus years. We'll have our 26-year anniversary this September. So if you've been following me for that many years, thank you very much. There are some of you who actually have been following that many years. So good to be here with you this afternoon. Topic is what you do daily. And the most important component of what you do daily is time. T-I-M-E. It's a commodity, and it's either a commodity, an asset, or it's a liability because you are not taking advantage of your most valuable commodity, time. Wasting time, burning time, procrastinating, avoiding. These are some of the major components to not being skilled at developing time skills. So the skills that you're developing are not time management, it's managing yourself in dedicated blocks of time. If you're not skilled at that skill, then you will find yourself procrastinating, avoiding, being unorganized, undisciplined, missing appointments, not having a routine, getting ready to get ready, and then not being effective not only in your business, but in your life. This is why situations compound. You can't get your car in the garage. A multitude of situations are a byproduct of not being skilled with managing yourself in time. And the term time management is a misnomer I've been teaching for years. That's not the term. The term is managing self and being able to be self-directed, self-inspired, self-influenced, rather than being told what to do. Now, if you're a rebel and you rebel against this, then there is also a very high probability that you will have challenges building your own business because time gets away from you. If you are a codependent enabler, if you are, as you see, I'm 108-degree heat with no air conditioning, so I'm sitting here breathing, releasing, and letting go. So if you are an enabler, an over-obligator, if you are codependent, your most valuable commodity is not time. You will waste your time. You will blow your time. You will spend your time taking care of others who don't recognize you, reward you, and don't give you the credit or the benefits that you deserve, because you will attract your reality, people and situations to fulfill those tendencies of enabling, over-obligating, being disappointed, frustrated, and not getting the reward and recognition that the lower self-ego seeks, which will keep you in doubt. Thank you very much, Tracy. Tracy, long-term client. I also want to recognize some top-tier people here. Tracy Williford has been following me since at least 2013. Valerie Beauty has followed me from years. Farzad has followed me since 2009. Gerardo Tafola has been a loyal follower since 2007 and has seen me speak well over 50 times. And then also my good friend Diane Hunt, who is just top tier. And if you're looking for a leader mentor, leader grower in direct sales, network marketing, I highly endorse Diane. Diane has been my client for 10 years, and Diane has hosted me in multiple cities on the East Coast and now is living the good life dream right outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. And it's so good to be here with you this afternoon. Diane, Jared was at my event. You were missed at the event. I know that. Put on your calendar, Diane, December 6th and 7th. Gerardo, put on your calendar, December 6th and 7th. My Millionaire Blueprint events are absolutely next level. Josh Waxman was one of the best speakers I've ever seen in my career, and that includes Jim Rohn, Mark Victor Hansen. I mean, that's a major compliment for young Josh Waxman, who's also been my client for 10 years. He crushed money. I mean, he covered money at our event, and money from an insurance perspective, and then money from where to put your money in unsafe times. And then he and I covered the history of money, and we'll be recovering that content on December 6th and 7th. Valerie, good to see you this afternoon. If you're a former client or an existing coaching client, you're qualified to attend the Millionaire Blueprint event. You can go to my website and see the details. So I would be honored to be able to speak with you before this year ends in the most challenging times in world history. Today's topic is time, and time is a value proposition for people who see time as a value. Now, the equation for time is return on energy and return on time. And so when you're devoting your energy and you're devoting your time to mastering the skills, habits, and mindset of a vocation, of a modality, of quantum healing, of sales, branding, marketing, team building, and when you're devoting your time to that and you have dedicated blocks of time, time will be valuable. When you're a procrastinator, an avoider, an over-obligator, when you live in anxiety, fear, and doubt, and then you're addicted to codependency, well, your time is not valuable. And then you will find yourself distracted, waylaid, off the charts, off the rails, walking your dog, doing situations that definitely are not going to empower you. Or you'll find yourself in trauma, chaos, overwhelmed, feeling violated, and feeling not good enough. So what you do daily is very important. I have a routine. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day. I exercise early in the morning, relatively quickly after I wake up. When I wake up, I post 3 posts daily and set my post for the rest of the day. I do 100 push-ups, and then I exercise and prepare myself for the day. What that is called is preparation execution. Now, many people find that boring, difficult, constrictive, and then they rebel against that, and they don't have a system, they don't have a routine, they don't have a daily method of operation, they don't have a way to live their life or build a business. So if you own a business, living your life and building the business become concurrent. You do them at the same time. You have business time and you have time devoted to the good life. Children, family, wife, significant other, prayer, reading, spirituality, recovery. You incorporate these situations into your life so that they are part of your daily structure. Most people do not have a structure, and they avoid structure because they are rebellious. And if you're going to be a millionaire or you're going to be a successful business owner, your time is valuable. If your time is not valuable, then you don't value your time. And then you burn your time, you waste your time, you spend time getting ready to get ready and pulling it off at the last minute. I have 2 employees here today. We have a construction project going on. We have a major air conditioning unit being installed today. The house is in chaos. There's situations going everywhere. We had to talk to the owner, and as construction projects go, they don't go as planned, and this happens and this happens, and we're adapting and adjusting while continuing to reduce in a relaxed body. And it's a team effort. It's my wife, my 2 employees, and then the team is here, and we're navigating the drilling and the holes and the heat and all of this while producing in a relaxed body. It is what I do daily. And I don't operate my best in chaos. I don't believe this. I don't operate my best when my back's against the wall. I operate my best in a relaxed body. Exactly what I teach, and that incorporates breathing, releasing, and letting go, and learning the skill set of letting go, the mechanism of letting go. When you're an addict in recovery, the pleasure isn't worth the pain. When you're an addict in recovery, you know how thin that razor's edge is, and you know that you're not going to do that because your time is too valuable. You understand this. But if you're a victim, if you blame other people, if you don't live in rigorous honesty, if you don't address your character defects, and you're in traumatic trauma bond relationships, and you're codependent with your family, then your time isn't valuable. And one of the most challenging aspects of assessing time in teaching my clients, if you don't have boundaries with addicts in your family or addicts in your circle of influence, and you let them persuade you and or seduce you, or you are surrounded by a narcissist who gaslights and you're not skilled at having healthy boundaries, then you will be their target because they will feed off your low vibration. These are called spiritual and emotional vampires. And if you're not skilled at this, your teammates, your significant others, your family will suck the life out of you. If you do not have these boundaries, clearly defined boundaries, because your time is valuable. If you run across town to do an errand for someone for no value, well, you have to really begin to assess this. If you're doing things to avoid your own life, you want to be able to assess this. This is called rigorous honesty, character defects, addressing them, taking a moral inventory of yourself, breathing, releasing, and letting go, not wasting your time, letting people go in a non-attached state, realizing you're not responsible for other people's feelings, and doing your best to be your best one day at a time while accessing higher consciousness. And if you're not skilled at this, you'll get seduced into going to weddings, funerals. You'll be walking dogs for people. You'll be going across the city running errands. You're becoming an errand boy for other people rather than focusing on who you can be and what you can do for yourself, free of guilt, free of shame, and free of holding on to what other people are going to think about you. It's very, very important that you develop healthy boundaries so you address the payoff that keeps you from being the person you're capable of being. Chris Bruce just joined me on today's call. Diane was with me last December, and I break down on a whiteboard for my clients in a 2-hour time frame on Saturday of Millionaire Blueprint, 2 words, the payoff. For those of you who are at my event on Friday, I covered the payoff on the whiteboard before the event and filmed it and put it up on Instagram. Presently, that has over 3,000 views, and that's one of the highest viewed videos that I have produced on Instagram for the last few months. So if you get a chance, go look at my Instagram channel, and it's called The Payoff. If you're not really familiar with the 2 words, the payoff is recreate the same situation to fulfill the same set of feelings. Attract the same traumatic, dramatic, narcissistic man or woman to your reality to fulfill your feelings. Be seduced or gaslighted by the same set of people over and over that will take the most valuable commodity that you possess, your time. And if your time is not valuable, then you're not valuable because you don't value it and you don't value yourself. If you don't value yourself, you will give your time away. That's what codependency is. Codependency means enabling other people to try and fluff up your low self-esteem, to try and elevate your low self-esteem into a term called confidence. And it's a false expectation because what many people do is they buy into helping people who won't even help themselves and then over-obligating. This is why the whole situation of let's do a intervention. Well, interventions occasionally get a result, but the person has to be willing. The person has to own their own addiction. And if you're trying to force someone to get sober, it is not going to happen. It just doesn't operate that way. And those of us who've been to rock bottom understand that. And this is why we don't waste our time on people who don't deserve it. I'll say this again. Do not waste your time with people who do not deserve it. Now, as a spiritual Christian, there is context in this. So that's the content, but the context is you have to stop trying to rescue people who won't do it for themselves. If you want it more for someone else, oh my God, I enrolled this person in my business, they're going to be really good. Well, that's because you're attached. Oh, I have this friend and she's an addict and I'm going to go up there and see her. Well, for what? I mean, what, you're going to go up there and spike heroin with her, or what are you going to do? I mean, you really think that your presence is going to talk someone off the wall? Because that's your own ego that wants to be needed. That's the ego that wants recognition. That's the ego that wants a shiny object. That's the ego that wants to walk the stage. And so many people waste their most valuable commodity, time. Time is an asset. Time is a component. Time is of the essence. Time is right here. It's right now. If you continue to waste your time on people who are narcissistic, thinking that you're a good person, or that's because you're coming from nobility. You think you're noble, trying to do things for these people who violate you. When you are over obligating yourself with people who violate you, you have to really assess how valuable your time is and how low your self-esteem is. And if your ego goes, yeah, but that's my family, that's on you, Chief, because that means that you don't have clear boundaries. And if you continue to do this, you'll continue to attract your reality, people and situations to fulfill the same set of feelings. So the people you over obligate and enable yourself in your life are going to be the same type of people that you attract to your business to fulfill the neurochemical craving that you are continuing to hold on to that keeps you in an overwhelmed state, attracting to your reality, the rock bottom of life. If you want to elevate your consciousness, you have to have clearly defined boundaries. You move into codependent recovery. You address that you're an adult child of a narcissist, you're an adult child of an addict, ACOA. You address that you have been traumatized and you live in brain fog. Brain fog is one of the number one deterrents that keeps you in an overwhelmed state. Brain fog is a direct reflection of trauma-based mind control, which we live in 7 days a week in the matrix we're in right now. Trauma-based mind control by a narcissist who's gaslighted you into believing you're not good enough. So if you're not good enough, you can't possibly rise to your own occasion of recovery and sobriety because your ego requires shiny objects and instant gratification to take the edge off of the razor's edge of the addictions you hold on to. When you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings, you are you and you are free. Gerardo Tafola said, Jeff, you still have the fire. Thank you, Gerardo. That is correct. I'm 67, moving towards 68. Retirement is not near. I will be producing results in a relaxed body to support my family and assist my wife to support her family in this most challenging times in world history. For those of you who saw what happened with Cloud Strike Thursday, welcome to the big leagues. One of my clients was at the event and she informed my room of intimate people what all that meant. So, as I said, welcome to trauma-based mind control. Your time is very valuable. Step into your power, breathe, release, and let go, and be the man or woman that you are capable of being right here, right now. Breathe, release, and let go. If you are watching my content today, and if I've inspired you and you'd like to speak to me about my coaching, you're a former client, or you're considering hiring me to be your coach, reach out to me. I have a unique marketing proposition for you that I would be honored to share with you. Breathe, release, and let go. I'll be back online with air conditioning in my house tonight at 9 o'clock Pacific. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to hit the record button, and I thank those of you who follow me. Thank you, Henry. That was very kind of you. Tracy, thank you very much. Thank all of you who are here this afternoon. I'm deeply, deeply honored that you follow me, and many of you have followed me for years, like YEARS, some 10 years and before. Gerardo, we had a gentleman that you know from back in the NRU days sent me a message today that he'd just written a book. So yes, Gerardo, bring God back to America. I love you, my brother. I am a Christian, praying daily, breathing, releasing, letting go, saying the serenity prayer multiple times a day, praying with my wife multiple times a day for peace in our country, peace in our world, in the most challenging times in world history. Breathe, release, and let go.